All right. So the Vikings are playing at Lambeau Field on this Sunday, New Year's Day. We're going to lose because, haven't you heard? Haven't you heard everywhere you turn on TV or radio or the internet? And, Vegas, everyone says we're going to lose. In fact, we probably, I don't even know why they're going to travel there, because why bother when we're going to lose? I mean, that's just how it's been decided. That's how it is when a 12-win team plays a 7-win team. You have to just assume that the 7-win team is going to just kill. Hold on one second. All right. But yeah, we're screwed. We're going to lose. We're going to lose probably by 40, 50 points, right? I mean, the Packers are so good. They're just killing everybody, blowing everybody out by 5, 6 touchdowns every game. Last week they took down the mighty Miami Dolphins, and that was very impressive, a very impressive win by Green Bay, because it's not like they were facing a quarterback for the last half of that football game who was dealing with another major concussion and probably couldn't tell where he even was, let alone where he was throwing the football. But that's very impressive stuff by the Packers to get that win. Of course, before that, I believe they beat the mighty Rams. But the Rams are really good this year. Beating the Rams was a really impressive win. I'm so sick of the discourse. We're almost to the end of the season, and Vikings are 12-3, and they have gotten zero respect the entire season. They have gotten no credit for anything they have done. Only thing they get is disparaged for the 40-3 game against Dallas, which sucked, and their overall point differential, which has never been the A topic with any team in the history of the National Football League. But with the Vikings, it is. They just keep getting denigrated for winning close games. 11-0 in one-score games, NFL record. But it's a bad thing to win games. We have to go. If the wins and losses are good, we have to go to the advanced metrics shit. The EPA and the DVOA and all these other fucking things that certain people bring up when they want to, confirm a narrative that they want. But I'm sorry, the Vikings are a pretty damn good team. And as like this, and this has been just an amazing season. Like I said, I think this season, in terms of, the entertainment value and obviously the close finishes there's never been a season like this, but just overall, like I put this season on par with the best Viking seasons that I've ever seen, and ultimately what happens in the playoffs will determine where maybe that ranks overall. Obviously, if we go 1 and done in the playoffs, it's gonna rank below some seasons where we went to NFC Championship games. But as fun as the season's been, it's also been maddening, especially the last month or so. Just hearing and seeing all this is just unprecedented disrespect to this football team. I don't get it. I mean, other than just the media only wanting to ever give credit to certain quarterbacks and certain markets, that's about it. Like, now we're coming into a game against, it's Aaron Rodgers. Oh my God. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is good. He's still good. He can still beat you. The Vikings might lose this game. It's not impossible that they could lose. This is a division road game, against a team that is playing for their season. And hell, this is going to be like about the 5th straight game where the Vikings are going to be playing a team that's essentially playing for their season. Basically since the Dallas game. Dallas wasn't really playing for their season, but Patriots and Jets were very much playing to keep themselves in the playoff race. And hell, the L's we dropped on them are probably going to keep both those teams out of the playoffs. And obviously Detroit was playing, out of desperation. Hell, even the Colts were playing out of desperation. Giants a little less, because the Giants are still in real good shape to make it in. And obviously now the Packers. because the Packers could very easily be eliminated. If we go into Lambeau and beat the Packers, they're going to be eliminated because the other thing that needs to happen is Detroit needs to win. And I believe that Detroit is hosting Chicago, so that's going to be most likely a Detroit win. So we could end their season, and that would be a hell of a topper, because at this point, with everything else that's happened this season, what else can top it? Like, at least pre-playoffs, nothing would be better than to go into Lambeau Field and end the season of the Green Bay Packers. Especially considering how fucking cocky these assholes are. Not just the fans, like this fucking one guy on Twitter who just, he won't let up with the salty Vikings hate. The neck beard. But Jair Alexander came out the other day and talking about the week 1 game where he got torched by Justin Jefferson. He's like, ooh, that was a fluke. I think that's what he said. I heard the clip. I couldn't understand about more than about 5 words the guy said. He's not the most eloquent speaker in the world. But yeah, it's a fluke. It's a fluke that he got torched by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is only in position to possibly break the receiving yardage record. I don't know exactly how many yards he needs. I think he needs about like I think it's less than 150 a game the last 2 weeks to get to 2,000. And the record isn't 2,000. The record is 19 something. All right, pause it one more. All right. You don't need to hear me sipping. Yeah, it's a fluke that Justin Jefferson torched your ass. Like, these people are cocky assholes, and then we need to put them in their place. Now, we didn't do it with Detroit. Detroit was getting real fucking cocky going into that game, and we didn't put them in their place. Now, you take out a stupid trick play and a stolen JJ touchdown, and maybe some things are different in that game. But look, we could lose this game, and we've been very good against Green Bay. In Kirk Cousins starts, I think Kirk starts, we've got like I think at least a 3-game win streak. But we could lose this game. It's not impossible that we could lose this game, and we've been playing close games week after week after week. So we could lose this game, and Green Bay has improved a little bit, but if you saw any of that game on Christmas, they had that game so handed to them. I've never seen anything quite like it, and obviously we know why. Now, if that idiot coach for Miami puts or takes 2 out of that game, when he's concussed, like, how many fucking times you got to learn that if your quarterback gets concussed and then he's been concussed again, get him the fuck out of the game. If they're playing Teddy Bridgewater for the second half of that game, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if Miami ends up winning that game, because even with all those interceptions that Tua threw, Green Bay still only barely won. But of course, no one talks about that. No one discredits the Packers for that win. We've been discredited for every win. We haven't gotten credit for any win. We had the record comeback, biggest comeback in the history of the NFL a couple weeks ago, and it's been completely forgotten and discredited because it's the Vikings, and they don't get it. They don't deserve any credit. They don't deserve any credit for anything, apparently. No matter what, no matter how many games they win, who they beat, doesn't matter. Like, we've still got a pretty damn good strength of schedule. It's going down a little bit now because we played the Colts and playing another losing team, and we got the Bears to finish up, so that'll knock it down a little bit. But we've still, our record versus the strength of schedule, we're up near the top, but we don't get any credit for anything. It's unbelievable. I'm going to be if this team is able to go on a real playoff run, not even necessarily like go to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl, just whatever, go on a real playoff run. I'm going to be the sorest winner in the history of fandom, because I've grown so sick of this disrespect to this football team. And it ain't a perfect football team by any means. Like, we've seen better. I think this season is on par with other seasons. I don't think this team is on par with like 98. I mean, you can't say that they're as good as the 98 team. And you certainly make a case, I think, that the 09 team was better. You could probably make a case that the 2017 team was better. Boy, if we had that 2017 defense with this offense, we would just roll to the Super Bowl. It's unbelievable. But and The media is slurping Rodgers and slurping the Packers, and they're hyping it up, and they're saying that the Vikings should basically just not even show up at Lambeau because we're going to lose, and probably going to lose in blowout fashion because we're so terrible. But of course, if we beat the Packers, then we're not going to get any credit for it. No one's gonna say, "Hey, good job, Vikings, going to Lambeau and beating this red hot Packer team and ending their season." No, we're not going to get any credit for that. We won't get any credit for that because nothing this Vikings team does will get any credit from the media. And of course, we're Vegas underdogs, which isn't the media. I mean, that's just it's set up to create the most betting action. They want people. They put out a line. I think it was like 3 Packers by 3. Like, they want people to be betting a certain way, so they make a line a certain way. But and I'm not going to complain about the odds because we were underdogs in Detroit and everyone was really mad, and then we lost that game. But it's just it's unprecedented, the level of disrespect to this football team, and it's not going to change. Like, because guess what? We go on, win our first playoff game. We're gonna be facing one of those wild cards who's got a worse record. We're not gonna get any credit. We win that game. Second weekend, who knows where we'll be going or who we'll be playing. I mean, the odds would be pretty good if we win that first game. The second game is going to be against the 49ers. It's just a question of where. Maybe if we were to beat the 49ers, then we'd get some credit, but that'll be really tough. But it's this. I hate how it's being set up because these people are like, "Oh, the Vikings." They've been saying for weeks, "Oh, the Vikings are frauds. They're no good." And now, if the Vikings do lose in a playoff game at any point, then these people are going to say, "Oh, see, I told you they were frauds." No, because 13 of the 14 playoff teams are going to lose a playoff game. That's just how it works. That doesn't mean that all 13 of those teams were frauds. But this is how stupid people think. This is how stupid people who do not understand football and how it actually works. That's why there's like these people out there who think it's easy to win a Super Bowl, who get mad anytime, any team doesn't win a Super Bowl. It's like, it's tough. It's fucking tough to win a Super Bowl unless you are the Lote, unless you're Brady and just get everything handed to you all the time for 20 years. Like, it's hard to win a Super Bowl. The greatest quarterbacks of all time, very few have won more than 2. Like, it's just tough. It's tough to win a Super Bowl. Like, the Vikings are really good this year. It doesn't mean they're going to win a Super Bowl. It doesn't even guarantee they're going to win a playoff game. But if they win 1 and then lose, or if they win 2 and then lose, they're a damn good team. They've earned respect that they are not being given, and it just drives me fucking insane. But as for this game, yeah, it'll be a tough game. I mean, again, Green Bay's playing for their season. We're pretty healthy going into this game. I mean, we're going into week 17, and we've only got a couple guys out. Bradbury's out, and James Lynch is out. And we've still got. Obviously, we got a couple guys in IR, but we're really healthy for this point in the season, and we're getting Irv Smith back soon, I think. So that'll help too. But I think with Bradbury, they're just probably holding him out, knowing that you're safely in the playoffs. You don't want to risk it. I would assume that first playoff game he'll be ready to go. Now, will he be rusty? I don't know. I think that Schlottman has done okay, replacing him, but I don't know if you want him as your long-term guy going forward. I mean, poor Bradbury, he's going into free agency. He's losing money every time he doesn't get out there. Of course, that might also make him a little more affordable if you want to keep him for next year. Although once he can start having like a lineman having back issues, I don't know if we want to get into that too much. But yeah, I mean, we're healthy. They've got some injuries, I know, but it's not, the weather's not going to be too bad. I don't think it's not going to be one of these like super frigid games there. If this was last weekend, yeah, it would probably be bitterly cold, frozen tundra. But they certainly have a shot to win this game. I don't even know what my pick is for this game. I know they're going to be playing. The Vikings are going to be playing through week 18. Like, no matter what happens in this game, they're going to be alive for the 2 seed. They can't clinch the 2 seed. They can't be eliminated from the 2 seed this week. And the 49ers are going to keep winning because the 49ers, they get the Raiders with Jarrett Stidham or whatever his name is this week. And then they're getting the Cardinals in week 18. And I saw that David Blau is starting for the Cardinals this week. He was on our practice squad like a couple weeks ago. And now he's starting a game for the Cardinals. So the 49ers are going to win. The 49ers might shut out the next 2 games. So they're going to win out for sure. So we have to win out to keep the 2. There is not a single doubt about that. But we can't be eliminated. Nothing can be clinched or eliminated this week. Next week, obviously we have the Bears on the road. I don't really know who they're going to be playing for quarterback, but they'll obviously be in spoiler mode because they're going to want to fuck us up. Although their fans are probably going to want to lose that game to secure a higher draft pick. So, we're going to be playing into week 18. Any hope that maybe we could rest guys going into week 18. Now, theoretically, if we lose this week, 49ers win, you look at the schedule for next week, you could probably rest guys because the 49ers are not going to lose in week 18 to the Cardinals. It's just not going to happen. Obviously, we want JJ to get the record. We want him to get 2,000. It'd be great. It would give him a shot at MVP. If we can win, like say we win the next 2 games and he gets 2,000 yards, and maybe Mahomes throws up a clunker here at the end because Hurts is out again this week. So and if you saw any of the Dallas-Philly game last week, I don't know how anyone can make an argument for Jalen Hurts now after watching Minshew go out there and light it up. I'm sorry. you can't give him the MVP at this point. Now, maybe we don't want the MVP because no MVP has won the Super Bowl in over 20 years. But, those MVPs are mostly quarterbacks, so maybe it doesn't apply. We're gonna go for it. I know they're not gonna just sit on it. They're gonna try to win these last 2 games. Getting that 2 seed matters, man. If you can get that 2 seed, you get a second home game. And you would be playing the 49ers here. And if we play the 49ers in the playoffs at any point, that's going to be an incredibly, incredibly tough game. Because the 49ers are damn good. I would say the 49ers are better than the Eagles. I would. I would put them at the top if I was doing power rankings. I would put them probably at the top of the NFC. That's going to be an incredibly tough game. But I'd much rather play them here than have to go to San Francisco. And that's what you're playing for, to win. You win these last 2 games, you don't have to worry about that. You win these last 2 games, you're gonna get that 2 seed. You're gonna play either like Washington or Seattle or maybe Detroit because you're gonna eliminate the Packers. Detroit, I guess, or Detroit plays the Packers in the last week of the season. So I got to do one more sip. Boy, good thing I paused that one. Missed out on some sipping and some sneezing. Holy shit. So anyway, that's I think I've said all I need to say. I think we are going to win. I think we're going to win a close one, as is our fashion. Maybe we'll intercept Aaron Rodgers, a game-winning drive attempt or something like that. I think it'll be like 27-24, maybe a little lower scoring than a couple that we've seen, but I think we are going to win. I think we're going to end the Packers season. And if we do, I'm going to be the sorest winner in the history of football because I am so sick of the cockiness and the slurping of Rodgers by the media. But until then, and if we lose, like, again, for weeks it's been worst case scenario, we're the 3 seed. And we might even like the matchup in the first round as a 3 seed better, depending on how things go. But because it might set up that the last week of the season, Green Bay Detroit is a pseudo playoff game, which I bet would get flexed because everybody loves Aaron Rodgers and they want to see him on TV. Well, no, we really don't. But anyway, I think we're going to win. I hope we win because I'm so sick of the Packers. So fuck the Packers and Skull Vikings. Let's get it done.